Prince Jabari was the king's youngest son. Back then, the village sat at the foot of that mountain, Mount Kiburu. It was not just rock and earth. It was a presence. The kind of mountain that stares back at you when you look at it too long. The elders said it was home to the ancestors, and only fools climbed it. But Prince Jabari was no fool. Prince Jabari was very curious. And curiosity as it is, it can be the key that unlocks both great treasures and great peril. The elders say that the child who is not embraced by the village will burn it down to feel its warmth. But Jabari was embraced. He was a child raised by the village's warmth. But inside him, he burned with a different fire. A fire to know. In the village, when the moon was a silver coin in the sky, the village was alive. The village would hold the grand festival with bonfire. This was customary in other villages as well. A way to always remember and honor the forefathers. And to be thankful for the earth itself. But the dancing did not move Prince Jabari. Nor did the singing meet his ears. For Prince Jabari was listening to a different song. A song only he could hear. The wind sang his name. And without a word to anyone, he walked away from the firelight. Prince Jabari climbed the steep, rocky face of Mount Kiburu by moonlight. The climb was treacherous. He climbed where no one dared. The elders say, he who climbs a good tree gets a push. But Jabari climbed alone. A prince who is not tested is a crown without weight. And so, Jabari climbed. The mountain did not welcome him. It tested his grip. It whispered doubts on the wind. It sent its shadow children to drag him down. The higher he went, the louder the humming became, a chorus of whispers on the wind. Prince Jabari finally reached the summit. Before him, a massive, circular door materializes, woven from twisting dark vines and shifting shadows of faces. At the peak, where the air is thin and the world feels unfinished, he found it. The door between what is and what was. He had passed into the land of the forgotten. The land of those who came before. Time flowed like water here, and memory was the only currency. The ancestors were waiting for him. They did not speak with words, but with thoughts that blossomed in his mind like flowers. They led him to the golden pool, the wellspring of all knowledge. Here, they said, he will drink not water, but understanding. They taught him first from the scrolls of wisdom, the birth of the stars, the language of the rivers, the true names of things. The ancestors said, wisdom is like a baobab tree. No single individual can embrace it. They whispered into his soul, and he began to understand. Finally, they taught him the art of shaping reality itself. To speak to the wind and have it answer. To ask the shadows to rise. But a lesson always repeated that was that power is a river. It flows where it wills. You do not own it, you borrow it. And a borrowed thing must always be returned. For 10 years, he learned. For 10 years, the people mourned. The ancestors told him it was time to return. His people needed the wisdom he carried. He had now become a bridge between worlds. And they gave him a warning. That the world of the living is not ready for the pure power of the dead. On the night of the 10th year, the air got thick, like before a storm. And out of the darkness, he walked. It was Prince Jabari. But when he returned, he was no longer just the prince. He was a vessel. Power radiated from him. A light the elders only heard about. It was the light of the old world. He went to his father. His voice, when he spoke, was an echo, the chorus of the old and the young. The village rejoiced. The prince had returned a sage. Jabari healed a sick child with a touch of golden light. Prince Jabari can cause crops to grow instantly by whispering to the seeds. But one night, the sky takes on a sickly green hue. At first, it was miracles. But the magic of the dead was too potent for the world of the living. It began to twist things. When one is in love with a frog, one claims it is a prince, but we could not ignore the truth. Their joy cuddled into fear. The balance was broken. The imbalance began immediately. The world of the living could not hold such a concentrated force of death. It seeped from him, the corruption. The future, the children, spoke with the voices of the past. The land itself began to die. The mountain was not eating him, it was consuming them all. A storm broke out, black clouds, but no rain. The wind howls with 1,000 voices. Then, from the mountain, they come. The ancestor spirits. But solid, real, made of flesh and light and stern judgment. They did not attack. They simply walked into the village and watched Prince Jabari. They had given their power, and the living had failed to steward it. The bridge was breaking. And when a bridge falls, everything on it plummets. The mountain had given its son back. Now, it came to collect its debt. They wanted their bridge back. Jabari stood between the wall of ancestral spirits and his terrified village. He looks at his father, his people, and then at the ancestors. He understood. He had borrowed the power, and the time to return it had come. To protect the living, he had to rejoin the dead. Jabari clapped his hands together. A massive wave of pure, golden light exploded from him, washing over the entire village, the ancestors, and the mountain. Prince Jabari's body dissolved into millions of golden embers and fireflies. He gave it all back. Every spell, every whisper, every drop of power. He was the key, and he turned the lock. He could not hold the river, so he dammed it. He severed the connection. The cost was the power. The cost was the gift. The cost was the bridge itself. He gave back what was borrowed, and in doing so, saved his people from a fate worse than death.